We tend to believe that personality is a fixed soul, something that just gets sharper or bitter with age. We see an elderly relative transform from a kind teacher into a suspicious, irritable stranger, and we blame their deteriorating temper. But as doctors, we know better. Personality is a fragile biochemical construct held together by a thin layer of gray matter. What we are witnessing isn't a change in soul, it's the collapse of the prefrontal cortex. This is the brain's executive suite, our social glue, and our internal filter. Today, we'll explore why this filter breaks and why grumpiness is actually a biological SOS signal. The prefrontal cortex is the most energy hungry part of the brain. It demands a massive supply of oxygen and glucose. As we age, a silent drama unfolds. Vascular deficit, small vessel disease, and atherosclerosis hit the frontal lobes first. On an MRI, we often see this as silent white matter hyperintensities. The wires, axons connecting the logic center to the rest of the brain, are literally being frayed. Cortical atrophy, the physical volume of the cortex shrinks. There are simply fewer neurons left to do the heavy lifting of suppressing primitive impulses. Neurotransmitter drought, levels of serotonin, calmness, and dopamine, reward, drop. The brain enters survival mode where it no longer has the resources for deep situational analysis. Deep inside us lives the limbic system, the ancient reptilian brain responsible for survival emotions, fear, and aggression. In our youth, the prefrontal cortex keeps the limbic system on a tight leash. We call this politeness or self-control, but when the cortex weakens, the leash snaps. This leads to disinhibition syndrome. An elderly person doesn't want to be angry. They simply lose the physical ability to stop being angry. A loud noise or a misplaced cup triggers a survival level alarm. Grumpiness isn't an attack, it's a defense mechanism of a frightened, exhausted brain. Clinically, this manifests through two key phenomena: cognitive rigidity. The brain loses its plasticity. Any change in routine causes immense stress because the prefrontal cortex lacks the energy to adapt. This leads to a fanatical obsession with rituals, and hell breaks loose if they are disrupted. Loss of theory of mind. This is the ability to understand what others are feeling. It looks like egoism, but it's a cognitive deficit. They don't see your hurt feelings because the specific neural circuits required for social modeling are offline. The most vital takeaway is this: behind the mask of a grumpy senior is often a biological catastrophe. Getting angry at a damaged prefrontal cortex is like getting angry at a crashed computer. As clinicians, we must educate families. Don't argue with logic. Logic requires the frontal lobes, which are currently out of order. Lower the noise, reduce background stress and sensory overload. Depersonalize the anger. It's not him talking, it's his brain struggling to maintain order. Build your cognitive reserve now through learning and physical activity. It's the only insurance policy we have to keep our internal CEO on the job for as long as possible.